we'll go. A little Q&A. All righty. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Karmanji says, what about NIR? What about NIR? It's a great question. Let's take a look. That was one I actually did want to take a look at. And of course, let's see. First of all, how far down is NIR? Oh, it's right there. Number 22. So NIR protocol, profile, token economics. Well, private sales, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you know that if you're in a private sale, you're a private accredited investor, especially in the United States. It's just how it is. And if you're even available for that, or you have some reach around, you have some alternative options, and then go from there. So the community sale was August 2020. The funding rounds from NIR was 2017, 18, 19, and 20, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. All right. So that's a lot. This is not looking good. So, this is not looking good at all. So May, right here, over time, I think that 2022 is kind of a shot year, in all honesty. I don't think there's some gains to be made. If you're a trader, this is like heaven for you because there's so much volatility. But if you see this, it's pretty steep, this liquid supply curve. And yeah, it's going up. Actually, it kind of falls off. You know what's funny? It falls off towards the end of the year and kind of gets a little bit more flatter. But it is what it is. And there's a lot of, oh man. Let's see. Let me go back. Oh, it doesn't really break it down, but that's, let me see. Here we go. If you do a drop down, this is how much they raised. 219. Initial venture. The percentages. Here we go. Red inflation. I got to tell you, though, staking rewards make up a quite a hefty amount. What's the biggest one? Well, the community sale was 18. Community sale A was 18%. Community sale B and C were 5 and 3. So 23, 20, that's about a quarter. Series AAA wasn't even 1. Seed investors, I don't know about this. Early ecosystem was over 36, 35, 50% early ecosystem. Foundations, core team 0. Operation grants, community grants. It's not bad. But the early ecosystem, that's something to watch. 50 million. But, NIR could probably do pretty well. It's just look at the lockups. And the thing is that like all this stuff that we talk about, if you're like, who cares? I'm here for 5 years. Then this really doesn't matter, in all honesty. But the question is, when do you want to buy NIR protocol? Do you want to buy it at, what is it at today? $5, or maybe it goes down to 50 cents. I don't know. It just depends on what you think is best. I'm going to wait and hold for right now. I'm still dollar cost averaging Bitcoin, Ethereum, though. So see how that goes. All right, great question. That was a long answer. All right, what else do we have? View. Can you look at Moonbeam? No. What happened to Moonbeam? What happened to SafeMoon? What happened to all those? Marquis, seriously? It will go down, but it will surprise you. Yes. Journey to the truth and total random. I got to tell you, Bitcoin will be a thing in 5 years. This time it's different. This time things are going to change. Maybe. Look, if you have to take a look at, some things do change, right? For social media, remember MySpace, Friendster, or whatever it was called, Facebook. Remember Netflix? Netflix gives, so like, there's some things that do change. They have to change, right? But in certain economic cycles, it seems like it's just all the same thing. So could Bitcoin be a thing in 5 years? I think so. And CJ had a really good point. we were talking about investors, and he said, there's a big, huge difference between VCs like Andreessen Horowitz and his 4.5 billion investment into different crypto funds, because those guys are here for 5, 10, 15 years. Because there's a big difference between those guys and gals and people who made a lot of money at some point and then say, I'm a VC, so I'm going to invest into this, and maybe I'll be here for a while. It's the difference between, say, a Luna 2.0 investor and a Michael Saylor. Sorry. I think we saw that coming, right? I don't know what it's worth. I don't mean to make fun of anybody, but come on. So you see something like that, and there's a difference between someone's like, this is a big gamble, but I'll do it. And someone is like, you know what? Like he said yesterday on Fox News, I'll be buying the top forever. And he hasn't wavered. So there's a big difference between VCs who are in here just to make a huge amount of profit and the ones that are actually here for like the very long haul. The ones who are gamblers and just want to be here for a little bit as far as investors, and someone who says, I'm going to be here for a very, very long time, generational wealth. There's a big difference. Yeah, it is a good point. Digital Apollyon says, I'm losing faith in proof of stake entirely. I think I'm going to proof of work. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Cardano. So the longer I'm in, the more I see that it's just the safer bet for Bitcoin. The thing is that you'll never, this is a bad way to say it. Bitcoin, it takes a lot to move it on the upside. On the risky side, it doesn't take a lot to move some of the altcoins that we've probably invested into. Let's be honest. I've been there too. So if we want to play a little bit safe, it's a Bitcoin, Ethereum. If you want to play it really safe, I guess get into bonds. But of course, you get into bonds, you're not even keeping up with inflation. So why are you doing it? It just depends on what you want to do. Or like my brother, just buy a bunch of silver and stick it in his secret safe in his house. Yeah, that's a thing. T-Dub says, when another DEGEN video? So I got a second channel for digital asset news, DEGEN, Dan DEGEN. I called it that so you know how risky it is. And not anytime soon, because we just took a look at a couple of projects to talk about on DEGEN. We turned them both down. And the reason why we turned them both down is because the tokenomics were trash. Sorry. And they were from people that we trusted, and they're still good people. It's just that there's very few we're going to talk about. And those two we couldn't. It's probably a solid investment if you get in early, but the dumping rate was just way too high. And I don't want to be attached to something like that. I want to be attached to a project that's going to hopefully stand the test of time and will grow. And that's why I talk so much about the three that we've only talked about. Genso Kishi, because if you know anything about Asian gaming and Asian markets, they are fanatics, and we'll probably keep it up. And that's why they've even stayed in the top 300. Everdome, I think it's going to do pretty well. Not as well, though, as Fame MMA. I think that one's going to be, it actually did pretty well. And it's still actually, those three are like they're booing my entire portfolio. But again, we just didn't want to get the other ones. It's a good question. Kazaa. Phantom and Polygon. Fahima says, yeah, Polygon. Someone said it, I think it was Ada Ape. He was talking about layer 2 solutions. And people are right. Layer 2 solutions will probably do pretty well, because even as much as Bitcoin needs a layer 2 solution, Lightning, Ethereum needs Polygon, I think. Cardano needs Hydra, and then on down the line. I think all these protocols are just they're good for what they are, but they need a layer 2 solution to speed up transactions and drop those prices. Have you ever used Polygon? Super cheap. The thing that sucks though is when you get paid, or you get a payment, or you take some profits, and it's on the Polygon like in USDC, like I've done recently, to transfer that USDC to the Ethereum network is you still got to pay gas fees, and that sucks, because you can't transfer the USDC that's on Polygon to an exchange like Voyager. I think some exchanges can, but if you transfer your USDC that's sitting on Polygon blockchain and transfer it into an Ethereum blockchain on an exchange, it's gone. So you have to first transfer from Polygon to Ethereum blockchain, then that address then goes to your exchange, and you'll lose it. and it sucks. That's what's up. So what's your thoughts about the Dixie not in a decline when our beloved halving curves? Do you think Bitcoin? Well, first of all, we don't know exactly if it's going to be in decline, but I can show you what we're talking about. Actually, me and Jerry Hall were talking about this yesterday or a couple of days ago. So this is the dollar index. And Jerry was always, he's like, man, he goes, we want that dollar week. We want the dollar week. The American government doesn't want it week. And you can just take a look at this, simple mover average, looking at $92 or 92 cents for the strength of the dollar, right? And of course, when it's down, then you can get some pretty cheap assets. But unfortunately, when the dollar strengthens, like it's above what it is, I mean, that's not good. I mean, it's not so great for us. So the question is then, when we hit the halving in 2024, will it be the strongest it's ever been? I don't know. Let's take a look at 2 years. So you can see that it was high and it dipped down, then it came over 4. Let's take a look at 3 years. I don't know. So again, it fluctuates. How can I say for 100% certainty that it's going to be that super strong in 2024? Maybe it's like in 2017. Interesting, right? When we had all-time highs with crypto was 2017. What was it like in 2021? It was down again. So yeah, just be aware of that. I don't know. I can't tell you if it's going to be super strong. So Scott, you said that twice. I'm going to answer your question. Cosmos is awesome. Cosmos is awesome. And I still hold it. Hopefully it's doing pretty good. Now, it's just it's the blockchain of blockchains, right? Interoperability. And that's what Crypto.com, the Crow coin is built on. That's what Luna was built on. And a couple other ones. Probably a good idea. Picks and shovels. What about Matic? Layer 2 solution has to be done. Polygon, Matic, same thing. Bruno says, near pumped after they announced their algorithmic stablecoin. Not so good anymore. I bet they shelved that project. Hopefully they did. No, David, no. All right. Did the insurance for Anchor UST Peg did have to pay out? I think there was some payouts, but I know people are underwater. I guarantee that Luna 2.0, from what I saw on Twitter, just for in the initial 4 hours, it dumped by 80%, 90%, something like that. So not good, everybody. Do you think Polygon will gain more adoption since Unstoppable Domains is utilizing their network? Well, depends on how fast and how big Unstoppable Domains grows. I have a sit down with those guys next week, so we'll see. But Unstoppable Domains, if you want to, instead of these days, if you want to own a domain, you have to go to a centralized authority. You have to purchase that domain like a GoDaddy or something like that, or whatever different place, and you purchase that domain, they keep it, and off you go. But that's only for Web 2.0. Web 3, Unstoppable Domain. I own a couple different domains from Unstoppable, and it's all in the blockchain. So they can't really shut you down, which I think is a pretty good way to do things. The question is, will it catch on, and will they make websites that are functional and easy to use? That's the big question. I know some people have them on Unstoppable Domains. I looked at it, seemed a little bit clunky. So, but again, if like we talked about, if we're in this part here in 1998, as far as crypto goes, I mean, just imagine what we're going to be like in 2032, what crypto is going to look like. We have no idea. Just like we had no idea what the internet was going to look like from 98 to 2008. Just saying. All righty. Looks like Celsius is recovering a little bit. The FUD that hit Alex is really ugly. What a bunch of... I got to tell you. So this is all hearsay. This is all chisme and and gossip. But I was watching Charles Hoskinson's post. He had come back he was meeting in Washington with different lawmakers. And one of the things he talked about, he said that the lawmakers are being approached, and this is just what he said. I can either confirm or deny. I don't personally know any congressmen or women that I can just call up and go, hey, Lummis, is this what happened? Or senators. But he says, he goes that he's met with lawmakers and he's disappointed in the fact that Bitcoin maxis have told them that proof of work and Bitcoin is the only thing that will be considered a commodity, and everything else outside of that would be a security. So you got to label it as a security. Whether they are wrong or right, it seems like that's not the unity we may look for. But again, maximalists aren't here for unity. Maximalists are like, this is what's going to make it. I personally don't care what makes it. I just want one of my projects to make it because I am greedy. Now, well, yeah, a little bit. I think we're all a little greedy, right? It's not like and if anybody says, I'm in it for the tech, sure you are, pal. Sure you are. Yeah. What about Cosmos? What about Cosmos? I own some of that. Hey, Dan, please the same analysis for Polkadot. I think didn't we do it? I got time. Let's take a look at Polkadot. So, again, sorry.io, Polkadot, profile, token economics, launch and initial token distribution. Oh, no. So 50% allocated to token sale investors. All right. 5% to the private sale. Okay, that's not bad. 3.4 to the 2020 token sale. 11.6 retained by the foundation for future fundraising. That's pretty good, 12%. 30% allocated to the Web3 Foundation. That's a lot for me to use to develop the Polkadot network and other. That's good. I like that part. But let's take a look here. So rewards and airdrops, 12%. Founders and days, 30%. But well, it depends. I wish they would break that up between founders and project and go founders X%, project X%. I'm sure you could figure it out with a little bit of snooping around here. The supply schedule. Ugh. I got to tell you, this looks like a pretty inverted or pretty steep graph. Where are we? Oh, shoot, we're down here. So we're right around here. So the rewards are 17%. Private sale investors, only 2.8%. That's pretty good. SAFT investors, 4.2%. Auction investors, parachains, 41%. Future sales, only 10%. Web3 Foundation, that's not bad. But let's see what the... let's take it in a year's time. So here, 22. So the rewards will be 23 from 17. It's not bad. Private sale, 2.8. 2. Actually, it goes towards rewards. Not too bad. Liquid supply curve. I would like to see, though, that breakdown. But I say, we saw worse, did we not? Okay. Proof of shard. Is Celsius still safe long term? I will just say this. Like, if you're ever concerned about Celsius, and you're like, I don't really like what's going on. I mean, if you want, if you think it's not for you, and then take it off. Take it off of Celsius. I can't sit here and say for the 100% that any platform is 100% safe from anything. So that's why, trust your gut. That's what I'll tell you. Just trust your gut as much as possible. I can't tell you what to do. Not a financial advisors. And there's always going to be things that go on behind the scenes that we'll never know about. Just how it goes. But if you think it's not for you, then take it off. I remember, James had a video yesterday. He talked about, I think it was BlockFi. They cut was it BlockFi or Nexo? One of those two. They cut their rewards of Bitcoin from like 6.5% to like 1%. What's the point of that? No, it's not worth the risk in my. And actually, a lot of these yields aren't worth the risk at all. Period. I'm just like I don't keep a lot on there. I don't see the point. I keep some because why not? I mean, it's not going to crush me if it goes along there. Scott, what? I don't understand what you want. I just told you what this is. So stop asking the same question. We took a look at the Dixie. George, we're all George. All right. I think George just did a live stream. Bitcoin Cardano. Hey, Echoes from above. Hey, man. Hey, Rob. You guys can check out Echoes from Above. Real good guy. He does a lot of things with the traditional finance and also a little bit of crypto. And he holds people accountable, which is pretty interesting. Sure, that was incredible. Great. Try to fight the good fight, my man. That's what it comes down to. Check out his show. Echoes from Above. If you like somebody who like really gets into it, like really calls people out, like I do, it's pretty fun. Who is Dan and Rob? So Dan is Digital Asset News, and Rob is my real name. Digital Asset News. Everybody's calling me Dan because I never would really correct people and call me whatever you want. But yeah, just it is what it is. Digital Asset News and Rob. D.A.N. Digital Asset News. Who'd win in a Royal Rumble between you and Ben and James? Like for like chess, probably Ben. Like in a Royal Rumble of like motorcycle riding, probably James. Like in I don't know. Like in a game of volleyball, definitely me. I don't know. Let's see. Do you think Theta is going to fit? It's very underperforming. I got to tell you that. I like Theta. I still own it. I like the whole part of that. You know, you have those enterprise validators. One of those being Google, thus YouTube. So, like, they have the right partnerships in place. Just kind of been stagnant. But just like we talked about in that crazy looking website that looked like these. You know, this one talked about how, you know, Amazon was largely unprofitable. The bookseller Amazon.com, quite unprofitable, went above 1,300%. And that reminds me of a story. I talked about this in DCA too. In 2001, when the dot-com bubble popped, Jeff Bezos had an interview and he said, I don't understand why our shares go down. He goes, I look at the metrics and see, well, how many users have we gained? Oh, we're up 100 and something percent. How many different warehouses have we purchased? Oh, we're up another 300%. And what is our efficiency time? Oh, it's actually gone, you know, our time frame has gone down to deliver. He goes, these metrics that I see say that our business is quite strong, but Wall Street dictates it a little bit differently because of I'm just in this dot-com era. And I think it's the same thing with crypto. We see that these rails are being laid down. We see that there's a lot of big names coming in, a lot of institutions. But unfortunately, with these, we love institutions, don't we? We love those institutional investors when they come in and buy, but we hate their guts when they sell. But that's just how it goes. These are natural cycles. When you think this time is different, it's not. Cycles. And that's it. Have you checked link? I have not. Do a black from the pool. What am I, a monkey? I'm not going to do that. How do you feel about quant? Like quantitative analysis or, I don't really get into it. Sorry, Nikhil. I don't know. ApeCoin release schedule, please. I'm not getting to that one. That's for you guys. If you want to get an ApeCoin and ape into that, that's fun, but that's it. I'm having a great weekend. Thanks for asking. Yesterday was playing a little ball, grilling out, a little drinking. That's why I'm a little bit pinkish. I can never get a tan. But yeah, it was great. Do the same thing on Monday. Excited. Today is a rest day. Exactly. And this is perfect. Gas fee says it right. This time is when people lay the foundation of wealth, 3 to 4 years. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. I didn't make my money here. I made my money here. And it just depends on what you think's gonna happen. Like, some people believe that we still are gonna go down 90% in alts. And if that holds true, then where will Bitcoin be? I mean, it could drop below 20K. Is that a definite? No, it's not definite. And if that worries you right now, it worried me too in 2017 when I bought it at 17,000 or 18,000, no, 17,500. And it went down like 60% in like 2 weeks. That worried me back then too. But you have your options. You can be like some people and say, you know what? I'm going to peace out. I'm going to sell everything and I'm gone. And that's okay. If that's what you think is best for you, that's fine. Or you can do something like me. And I can't tell you what to do, obviously. But all I did was say, well, I'm not in the business of losing money. So I'll stick around because I think that the track will be laid down and people will finally get it. And they did. And it worked out okay. And then I just came this way and I just dollar cost average for 2 years, 3 years. I still dollar cost average. So again, gas fee says it right. This is when you lay foundation. I know people don't like to hear that, but again, it comes down to the first thing we talked about. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And that's just how it goes. Alrighty. Pew pew. Thank you, Marky. India time is 11:30. Man, maybe I should have done this earlier. Most of my DOT is staked. Not a bad play. You know what? I got to tell you, that's a pretty great play. You stake your crypto and you dollar cost average, and then you just kind of gain. It's like a double-edged sword. Why not? Cal J, can I get your opinion on Nervous Network? I don't invest into it. Thanks for the super chat, but I don't invest into Nervous Network. I don't understand it right now, and I'm gonna miss. And you have to understand, just because I don't invest into it doesn't mean it's not awesome. It's just that I'm gonna miss a lot more opportunities to get into it than I will have as far as winners. So if I pass on it, doesn't mean anything. It just means that I passed on it because I either haven't done my research or other things are going on. How many times we talked about Warren Buffett missing out on big things, right? Not that I'm any Warren Buffett. That's ridiculous. But I mean, he missed out on Amazon. He made fun of Jeff Bezos at a conference, which is pretty funny. And then he missed out on Google and missed out on Apple initially, and then he got into it. So you're just going to miss out on some things. And I give you all the tools, or most of the tools you're going to need to find out that successful investment. Just remember the cut. Will they make the cut for you? How big is the community? Because that's what pretty much makes things going. XRP is a prime example. What's the utility? Does it do something different? Does it do something better? Or is it just a Me Too product? How is the team? What have they done before, which would lead you to expect them to do some great things today and tomorrow? And lastly, of course, we look at the tokenomics. Are they going to dump on me, or is this going to be a pretty sustainable project? So the cut, will it make the cut? CUTT. What's up about Celsius FUD? There was somebody, I forgot the name, Dev Gamer or something like that, came out with a video and they talked about, they had taken a look at different transactions and said, this looks like money laundering. Essentially, that's what they said. And then Celsius sent them a cease and desist letter. And he said, okay, I'm going to cease and desist because that's true. It wasn't money laundering. It was the transaction fees. But then he comes back and said, well, if I took a look at Alex Mashinsky's wallet, which I can find from Twitter, I can see that he's gotten into some pump and dump schemes. Allegedly. Remember, these are just wallets to wallets to wallets. We don't know for sure. I don't know why, but it doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, the guy's already made three, I think $1 billion exits on his other projects. But remember, even though you see, like, when you take a look at on-chain data and you see how, like, wallet number 3, right? Let me just pull it up. This doesn't make any sense if I don't show it to you. Let me share my screen. All right. So like this is Wall 3, the infamous. And this is the person that is, they are accumulating or transferring Bitcoin at an alarming rate. Wallet number 3. And we don't know what it is because it's never been proven that it is an exchange or any individuals. So like right here, let's say like April 29th, 2022, which was last month, 1,500 Bitcoin. So this doesn't mean that they sold 1,500 Bitcoin. It means that they have transferred it out of their wallet. Now, you could assume that they transferred that to an exchange to sell it, but no one knows for sure. So when we talk about these wallets, just be aware that it can mean anything. And that's all I got for you. So that's that. And of course, just follow Alex Mashinsky. I'm sure he'll talk about it on his Twitter account. Let's see. Cardano. Move to earn. The next sector I find interesting is move to earn. Play to earn is going to do pretty well. Again, go watch. Just do a Google search, or actually, in the description, my second website, DEGEN. You just take a look at that Genso Kishi project. I think play to earn is a pretty big. It's going to do pretty well. Oh, also take a look at that whole thing with the schedules. Take a look at Axie Infinity and those token release schedules. I didn't do it, but I should have. But play to earn is probably pretty massive, but move to earn, I think, is the next big step. And that's why I like SWEATCOIN. SWEATCOIN. Oh, yeah. See, look at that. Leroy. And my gut told me Cardano last year been desync since stop when it took off again. That's tough to do. I cannot. I don't have that ability. I got to tell you, buying is easy, but the selling part, that's where it gets tricky. When like and subscribe. When is George not doing a live stream? Dude, that guy. I don't know how he does 3 live streams a day. And I think, and he also has like a car channel, he told us. Yes, pink shirt. Yeah, just call me Dan. It's much easier. Stop. Phil texting here. You ever plan on doing a meetup in Texas? Yes. Matter of fact, that consensus conference is next week, I think. So I'm gonna do a meetup. I'm gonna partner up with iTrust, and we're gonna do a meetup after the conference. So yeah, and I think that's it, guys. It's an hour. We're going over an hour. So this is a great question. I'll leave it like this. Was it easy to make friends in Puerto Rico? The people are great, but it's never easy to make friends that you want to hang out with. So if you ever move to Puerto Rico, come to my meetups, and there is a secret. It's a WhatsApp group, and it's like a spreadsheet of all the different groups that are out there. Like if you like dirt bikes, there's a group for that. If you like biohacking, there's a group for that. If you like volleyball, there's a group for that. If you like investing, there's all these different groups. So it's easy to make friends that way. So if you ever see me, just ask, hey, Rob, where's that secret? I can't give it to you because that's the unspoken rule. Because on WhatsApp, you only have a 256 person limit. And if I put it out to the public for these 30,000 people that'll watch, it'll just come apart. So that's it. All right, so that's it for today. Look, went a little bit long, but a lot of good information, hopefully. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. That's the only way that I think YouTube realizes that it's not a scam. I don't know. And that's it for today. So thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't look at your portfolio. It'll be there when you get back, get outside. I'll see everybody. Bye.